Okay, so I'm here with three people involved in Kites the Remix: Brett Ratner, Barbara Mori, and Hrithik Roshan. First question for Brett. It's the title is Kites the Remix.
Yes.
Can you just explain how a film can be remixed?
Oh, well, the idea came from somebody else because of the fact of, and I thought it was a great idea because, you know, when Mariah Carey does a song, for instance, she gives the same song, same vocals to a different producer, and kind of she keeps the song, but changes kind of the background music. So I really kept the main story of this film, but the background kind of changed. The mix of the film changed. You know, the pace of the film changed. But I wanted to keep the original intention of the filmmakers and that beautiful love story. So it's really not a different film. It's just maybe a little bit shorter, a little bit faster, and it sounds different, really. It's more of a sound change than it is a story change.
Jay, meet my fiancée, Natasha. Mi amor, venga aquí. You know,
¿Me vas a decir algo? Dilo, sí.
I don't know what you said.
So you cut some of the music and the dance numbers. Is
Well,
that right?
yeah, you know, I got to tell you, I was most nervous when Hrithik came to LA to see the movie because, you know, I was just really, really nervous, and the lights came on. I remember, I'll never forget, in the edit room, and Hrithik looks at me and goes, "Oh my God, it's incredible! I can't believe it!" And the first thing he said to me was, "I didn't even miss the dancing." And
I hope you remember that.
Yeah, I do. And I was so nervous, but it was, you know, it's a big part of Indian, you know, Bollywood movies, and I was like, but the truth is, for me, for this version, it was the first thing to go. Even though I love it, I think what's so great about Bollywood movies is that you can have a mixture of genres, and also in the middle of it, all of a sudden they break into dance, and that's culturally what works. But I think the difference between these two movies, really, the remix, if I would describe it simply, is this one has a narrative through line, the pace, and you're never stopping to dance, or you're not stopping to do other things. So the story is just constantly moving forward.
Yeah. There is one dance number early on in the car park, in the rain.
Oh, yeah.
When you're outside.
Oh, well, that's not really dance. It's just a moment of love, actually.
Yeah.
Right. The kind of Romeo and Juliet aspect of the story, is that what appealed to you?
Well, to me personally, I think well, long story short, I think it's the attempt of making an honest film, you know. I've been doing a lot of films in India, and the one thing that I started getting aware of is that everybody was succumbing to the conditioned mindset of trying to sort of relive past examples of successes. You know, there was a kind of a formula that came into existence, and every filmmaker was relying on that and giving successful films, but still staying inside that box, you know, in that comfortable pond. And it was time somebody just said, you know, let's just get out of our comfort zone and dive into the ocean, you know, and find our place on a world platform, you know. And so that's what really excited me when I read the idea and the attempt of the film and the vision of the film.
Barbara, you're best known for Mexican film. You've made a lot of Mexican films. Did this feel like a very different cultural experience? Was this a very different way of making films for you?
Well, it's a huge difference between what I have done and this film, because this film is my first English movie, and it's my first action movie. So
and first Indian movie.
And
first Hollywood movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So
first
many movies in one.
So it's a huge difference, and really excited because I never done action, and it was really, you know, doing this and how am I gonna jump to here from here. But at the end, you know, film industry is the same everywhere.
It is very physical film. I mean, you do lots of running and jumping and
she did
swimming
everything.
in rivers. Really?
She's quite a daredevil. She realized in the making of this film.
$1 million. What's wrong with you? What, you want to rob the bank?
Notorious thieves Jay and Natasha have reportedly taken another $1 million in their crime spree.
How you say I love you in India?
मैं उल्लू की पट्टी हूँ.
मैं उल्लू की पट्टी Yehun.
Did you have to sort of get fit for it and get ready for it?
I didn't knew that I will be allowed to do everything. I did, a lot of scenes.
The kissing was a stand-in. The dancing and chasing was her, but the kissing was not.
Yeah.
So you make her jump out of balloons into rivers.
Yeah.
You don't let her kiss.
But it was, quite fine, like jumping and doing this and that.
It's the passion, I think, that drives you. You have a vision in your head, and you just become a slave to that vision. You want to give it expression, And as actors, as creative, as a filmmaker, if Brett has a vision in his head, he knows it's possible. So come what may, you have to try. You have to just keep going.
I mean, in Britain, we've started to make Asian films, Asian crossover films. Is this going to be the future?
I think so, but it's not because of the genre. I really think, Jackie Chan became an international star because of who he was, and brought Asian cinema to the United States. And Rush Hour was maybe the movie that did it, but it was him as an appealing individual that did it. And I think Hrithik is really, not because he's here, but I've been saying it all along, is that he's somebody that really does have a mass appeal. Doesn't matter where you're from. And I think the platform of Kites is what was so special, is because that love story really is what communicated the appeal. The fact that these people don't understand what they're saying to each other. They have incredible chemistry. It's not something I could create, the director could create, anybody create. They had this. These two, he's quite handsome, and she's very.
Thank you.
She's beautiful as well. So I think that is one thing, but it goes beyond that. It's chemistry.
Yeah.
It's the chemistry that worked between them that shows you that it doesn't matter what part of the world you're from, because love obviously is the universal language, and it's that appeal that makes somebody a star, that makes somebody appealing to audiences. And I think there's a lot of potential. This movie is really an incredibly innovative thing, but the Roshan family has done the most innovative stuff. When people said in India, from what I understand, that science fiction is not going to work. His father did it. When they said a superhero is not going to work, they did it. So this is really the next step. It's not, like he said, it's not keeping people in a box. It's getting out of that box and exploring stuff, and I think this does it. And what it does, if anything, is introduce people that normally would not see a Bollywood movie to a whole new genre. So that's exciting for me to be a part of that.
Thanks very much for talking to
Great.
Screenjabber. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.